All right, let's turn to this now. The ANC says the 6 key priorities outlined last week during their election manifesto launch in Durban are realistic and doable. Members of the National Executive Committee briefed the media earlier on how the party will fulfill its first priority. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo reports.
The manifesto is not predicated on a lunatic misunderstanding of how markets function and how the economy functions.
Fighting words from the ANC as the party defends promises in its elections manifesto unveiled by President Cyril Ramaphosa last Saturday. Since then, opposition parties and political analysts have been scathing in their criticism of the manifesto. Many claim the promises can't be implemented due to the country's fiscal constraints as outlined in the budget speech. But the ANC-NEC's deputy chairperson for the Subcommittee of Economic Transformation, Zugo Godlimpi, says realizing the manifesto is possible, especially if they create the conducive fiscal environment needed to implement such promises.
If you are going to have an increasing revenue base, there's got to be improvement in productivity and output. If there's more productivity output, there's more revenue generated and therefore an expanded capacity by the fiscus to finance all of these things. But if you don't have industrial growth, over the long term you'll not have the ability to sustain your fiscal position.
The ANC's jobs creation strategy is underpinned by its industrialization strategy. But that needs lots of energy. It's unclear where that will come from when the ANC government struggles to keep the lights on at home.
The ANC-led government put the economy on a firm progress, but also it's already taking decisive action to resolve the 2 major infrastructure challenges which are constraining our growth, to ensure that we can see investment, to ensure that we can see more job creation. And those 2 challenges that we talk about is the issue of energy security and dealing with load shedding, but also dealing with the issue around logistics, ensuring that there's efficiencies of our rails and ports.
ANC-NEC member and Electricity Minister Hosienzo Ramahopa sought to allay fears. He says the outgoing 6th administration is already hard at work to ensure sufficient energy security to anchor the party's industrialization strategy.
And also on the issues around the industrialization, as an example, the conversion from internal combustion engine to electric car does make it possible for us to also ensure that we are able to localize beneficiation of your platinum groups of metals, because those are the major inputs into the electric vehicles.
This briefing was the first in a series as the party details how it will fulfill the 6 priority areas identified in the manifesto. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo at Luthuli House in Johannesburg.